We believe the Trump White House over the next 4 years will be a total game changer for the autonomous and AI story for Tesla and Musk over the coming years, writes Dan Ives of Wedbush, who is increasing his target price for Tesla to $515. Dan now joins us, and his price target is rather aggressive. Good morning, Dan. I'm glad to see you. It's great to be here. This morning, Meso's Vijay Rakesh is doing something similar. However, he raises a different point, and I'd be interested in hearing your opinion. He claims that Tesla is in a better position than its counterparts due to the new administration's intentions, which include eliminating the consumer EV tax credit. How significant is that puzzle piece? In my opinion, that is significant as, once more, it is detrimental to the EV sector, but advantageous for Tesla in terms of scale and reach. However, if you observe how they essentially sweep the leg on the EV tax credits, Tesla will only gain an advantage over time. To be clear, though, that is the appetizer. Autonomy and the AI future are, after all, the primary event here, our main emphasis, and the bright spot. And that's where the light bulb went off, in my opinion, because if you consider the Trump-Musk feud and how everything turns out, this is going to be a poker move that will truly be remembered for years to come. It's difficult to resist the positive sentiments when you see Musk placing bets on Trump. I won't reveal the identity of the Bloomberg subscriber who just sent me a message. We may discuss that during the commercial break. I think you know the person. And what they say is this: since the election, Tesla's market capitalization has grown by approximately $700 billion, reaching $1.5 trillion. The company hasn't grown in the last 2 years. Less regulation does not make fully autonomous driving a reality, despite the aspirations for it. This morning, the market capitalization of Wio, which genuinely has operational robotaxis, is higher than that of another GM. I estimate that Tesla's market capitalization will drop by more than $1 trillion by 2025. How would you respond to that person? If that individual had been an NFL scout, I would suggest they were most likely unimpressed with Tom Brady after he emerged from Michigan in the 2000 draft. The point is that, even with all the Super Bowls, the Bears are unable to recognize AI in the spreadsheets. They therefore don't comprehend this move when they're sitting there in hibernation state. When it comes to the Tesla tale, autonomous is valued at $1 trillion, and I think this is only the beginning. This is still, in my opinion, the best pure AI play available. With its next-generation AI chips, Nvidia hopes to maintain its lead over the competition, earning Blackwell Yahoo Finance Product of the Year award. Brian Sazi, executive editor at Yahoo Finance, has further information about what makes the chip such a great product. Sazi, hello. Maddie, hello. Indeed, Nvidia won the Product of the Year award. Our editorial leadership team thought it was the clear winner from the start. There were 3 reasons for going to Blackwell, and many of them are shown below. First, it became quite evident that Blackwell is the leader after all of the reporting we did for this award. In the competition for AI chips, it is the undisputed leader. Even while AMD and Intel have been attempting to enter the AI chip market, Nvidia continues to have a significant advantage, largely due to their upcoming Blackwell technology. Then what's going to happen? The intriguing aspect of Blackwell is that it has already built up a backlog of billions of dollars in related sales, which Nvidia will begin to push home the next year, significantly impacting both its top and bottom lines. And why are those sales being generated by it? Naturally, gentlemen, it's because they are the main force behind the development of the AI infrastructure. When you combine all of these factors, Maddie, you get the impression that this year was very Blackwell-like, and that it will be even more so the following year as this chip is distributed to consumers. And Matt, I'll add this as well. When you can stand next to a Blackwell chip on a large screen, you've succeeded in this industry. I can tell I've succeeded because of that. Excellent stuff. The power of this processor is radiating off the screen. Sazi, I'm sure you can. Eventually, we'll have a metaverse feature that will allow you to truly experiment with that chip while discussing it for Company of the Year. I'm grateful that you joined us on that, Ryan. Julie Hyman from Yahoo Finance is also present to provide additional insight on Blackwell's power. I'm sure you've done some incredible reporting on the reasons behind the popularity of this chip, Julie. Indeed, I will point out that one of the ironies of this product being chosen as the product of the year is that it wasn't shipped until the fourth quarter. However, the hyperscalers have been so eager and demanding to use it to power their data centers and massive language models that we decided to name it the product of the year. I'm not a semiconductor expert, but if you look at some of the specifications on this chip, the numbers kind of tell the story. It contains more than 2.5 times as many transistors as the previous chip, Hopper, with 208 billion. The so-called total cost of ownership is another topic that Nvidia and other chip makers frequently discuss. Blackwell is pricey. Since it is the most sophisticated GPU available, it is also the priciest. However, Nvidia contends that the overall cost of ownership throughout the chip's lifetime makes more sense due to its excellent energy efficiency. Furthermore, Nvidia sells more than simply Blackwell. In actuality, it is an entire computer system. Therefore, it works in tandem with the Grace CPU to provide a full rack of processing power, which is currently being installed in these data centers. This was implemented by CEO Jensen Huang. When he first announced this in March, he said the following regarding Blackwell: "There are no cache or memory locality problems. There is only one enormous chip." The engineers responded, "So what?" when they informed us that Blackwell's goals went outside the realm of physics. Thus, this is what took place. Thus, the Blackwell chip is this. Thus, they are displaying the actual chip there. We should also point out that it is the biggest DPU ever produced. Additionally, 2 dies, basically, 2 chips coupled by a high bandwidth interface, are used in its creation. When it came to the chip's development, that was one of the innovations that Nvidia made. What it's already accomplishing is visible. Considering the revenue gains we have already witnessed for Nvidia, Blackwell didn't actually ship until the fourth quarter of this year, as I previously mentioned. According to what we've seen so far, a large portion of this is demand for other data center processors like Hopper. The true surprise for Nvidia, however, didn't start this year. Rather, it started last May when we saw a significant increase in revenue. After that, the company's revenue has simply been increasing here, albeit a little more slowly as it has grown in size. Yes, that has undoubtedly been a topic of discussion. Is the projected future profit growth slowing down, or declining, as I prefer to call it? What do your sources tell you about Nvidia's future, and if Blackwell will be sufficient to maintain Nvidia's position as the industry leader in light of that, and what we heard from Broadcom this week? To be clear, Nvidia continues to hold a resounding lead in this market. When I speak with analysts, I spoke with John Vin at KeyBank and Ben Barron. They mentioned that Nvidia presently controls more than 80% of the data center, generative AI, and LLM markets, correct? They are hence quite powerful. Vin stated that they will be alright in the upcoming year as long as they are able to resolve some of their manufacturing constraints and restart the flywheel. Yes, it is anticipated that revenue growth would decrease, but once more, this is because demand doesn't appear to be an issue and the numbers are becoming higher. Custom chips, most likely AMD, will pose a danger to competition. However, as we've been discussing more and more, Broadcom received a lot of attention in its most recent report regarding the rise in demand for custom chips. However, analysts I spoke with again stated that the bespoke chips are not yet available. They aren't competitive yet. They will continue to grow and chip away, and eventually they might even be present. However, if you look at the following year, that doesn't appear to be occurring yet. To see the changes that may be occurring, you might need to look farther away.